Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm exceptionally pleased to bring you my first ever Tuseno. It's a brand I've been aware of since I've started my channel, to be honest. And it's one that I just really like some of the watches they're doing. They're a Swedish brand, but their watches are Swiss, a little bit like Christopher Ward, where they're based in the UK, but they make their watches over in Switzerland. But the price point they're working at with what they're offering is quite a bit cheaper than Christopher Ward. I love Christopher Ward, don't get me wrong, but Tuseno are doing some mad nice stuff. This is the Shellback. I'm going to bring you the Windseeker in the future. They were good enough to borrow this one in. They've sent over another watch I get to keep, which I'm buzzing about because it's a brand that I've really wanted to. From when I started the channel, there's a couple of pieces I wanted to buy, so I'm thankful to have my first watch. As you guys already know, it doesn't make any difference how these watches come in. Sometimes they're borrowed and sometimes I get to keep them. Doesn't make any difference. But Tuseno are doing some mad stuff. They've been around about 10 years now. 2020, they opened their first showroom over in Sweden. And they're a brand that they're doing some really good stuff. They prefer the Sellita movement, as does Christopher Ward. And this one, the Shellback, is a really nice diver. I've got the gilt one. There's a few colours to choose from. And I think really given the Sellita movement inside, and they've got the addition where it runs sort of, I think it's between 8 seconds fast or slow a day, which is mad. This one's running about optimal to that in terms of the 8 seconds. But yeah, lots and lots to like. The bracelet on this is mad, really nice. All brushed, but it plays with the light really nicely. Swiss movement. There's a lot to like, well sized. This is a dive watch that I've really wanted to take a look at. I like the hand sandwich dial, and I can't say it's disappointing. It's been really a pleasure to spend some time with. So when we get to the end of the video, hopefully you'll know if it's for you. If it is for you, please use the link in the description. Not an affiliate link, just makes your life a bit easier. But I'm gonna stop going on because you want to see the watch. As I say, first of 2 Tusenos you're gonna see. This is the Shellback. You'll see the Windseeker in the not too distant future. But sit back, relax, get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. This one it looks like it's been loved before. I think this is a review piece that's been going around. Fortunately, the other one's new. They've taken off 6 links for it to fit my wrist. Cleaning cloth inside. You get this travel case, which is good. I love the fact that you can continue to use it again and again. They have obviously used a normal box, but inside that you've got a travel case, so you can continue to use that afterwards. So you can transport a couple of watches. You can wear one, keep a spare one, so you can have like a dive watch or an address watch and stuff, and just keep it moving. Or potentially have both of these Tusenos. So you got the Shellback here, you got the Windseeker coming very soon. Let me just give it another quick wipe. 1 second, guys. So yeah, like I said, you can have this one, which is the Shellback. You can have the Tuseno, Windseeker. I think between them two, you'll be covered. But yeah, so there, like I said, this is the Tuseno Shellback. A few colours to choose from, which will be up next to me. This is the black with gilt. You got black, you got yellow. I think it looks really cool. It's very difficult to be very original nowadays, but I do like what they've done. Sandwich dial, I like the hands and indices, or the minute track quite pronounced on the outer edge. Yeah, lots to like, and no small part why I contacted them, to be honest. I think they're doing some excellent stuff. So I'm probably saying Tuseno wrong. I do apologise. Inside the watch, it's running a Sellita SW200 movement. This one, I think, is an Al Gore, or however you pronounce it. So basically what it means is it's a little bit more expensive as a movement because it's certified to a better sort of timings, if you like. So I think that it's between sort of 8 and 10 seconds fast or slow a day. Generally, they sort of guarantee it, which is kind of where this is running, to be honest. From what I've been wearing, this is about 7 seconds fast a day. So yeah, I think it's doing really well generally. So yeah, SW200. Like I said, you see these movements all the time in Christopher Wards and stuff. And Christopher Ward tends to be a bit more expensive than Tuseno now. So good to see, and a good movement. Yeah, very reliable. Nice sweep the second hand, which you'll see in a moment. So yeah, SW200. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal and the bezel insert, do excuse that crystal, guys. That's going to come up later. I think they could have put a bit more AR coating on there. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, the construction aside from the bezel and the crystal is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the bezel aside from the insert. The case I do like that finishing. The chamfered edges look nice. So the case back, which is cool. Solid end links. The bracelet on this is stunning. Really like the bracelet. Like I said, it's got some love marks on there already, guys. Obviously yours won't come like that. And the fully milled clasp. So the fully milled clasp, bracelet, case back, solid end links. We've got a quick release, crown, case, and the bezel aside from the insert. All 316L stainless steel. A bit of a mixture of brushing and polishing, but predominantly brushed. Case thickness of the watch is 12.8 millimeters. The case diameter measured for 8 to the 2. It was coming at 38.9 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including that crown, it was coming in at 42.8 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 18 millimeters and back up to 20 mil at that fully milled clasp. And the lug to lug tip, the tip of the watch is good. It's 47.2 and it's a true lug to lug, given it's got female end links at the center link. So many of you will be very happy to hear that. Case back is nice. You've got a star on there with some other information going around. Polished, quite a bit of polish on there, isn't there? Looks nice. Crown situated at the 3 o'clock position, screw down crown, take it out, it will hack, put it back in, it will start back up again. And yeah, good size, good to engage with. Yeah, we'll talk about the movement in a moment. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional bezel. Sounds a little bit tinny, but it's consistent. No bounce, no back play. And let's see how it lines up. The all important. On the way is it? That is bang on, isn't it? Let's be honest, you don't get much more bang on than that. So yeah, bezel's very nice. Like I said, it's got a couple of mils of taper. The bracelet on this, consider it's all brushed shimmers, and I just think it looks really cool. You don't get many bracelets that are all brushed that you manage to get that aesthetic. You got the faceted edge, but yeah, it just looks really cool. Like I said, you got a few faceted edges going through the watch, but that bracelet's really nice. A couple of mils of taper, fully milled clasp. You got on the fly adjust clasp there. Pull it out and then put it back in. Nice and easy in terms of how you use it, and it has got a bit of signage on there, Tuseno. Cool, we'd like to see that. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, which I'm here for. I would have just liked to have seen a little bit more AR coating, because it does go crazy, and when I was filming bits and pieces, it did prove a bit problematic in terms of the crystal. So yeah, the water resistance is cited as being 200 meters, so that'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight is going to appear in the top right. So with those 6 links removed, I was weighing it at 157.8 grams, which probably is about right, really. 150 grams is genuinely the sweet spot. Feels good in the hand, feels like robust, but it looks quality, doesn't it? I think it's quite a dressy sort of dive watch. And I think it looks really nice. So let's have a look at the dial, guys, in a bit more detail. So it's a sandwich style dial that you have. On the outer part, you've got a railway track, minute track going around the outer edge in white. Inside that, you got black, obviously with the sandwich dial, white underneath that. You've got gold cutouts on the indices. You've got gold high polished on the hands, which I love a bit of. There's something about gilt on a watch, and that's why I asked if I could view this one, because when it's done right, which I do think this has been done right, the hands, the high polished nature of them, the cutouts that are gold. You even got Tuseno, is it Gothborg, Shellback, also in gold. I think they've done an exceptional job at not making it look tacky, but looking very classy. Like I said, the way the watch is put together generally, for me, it just screams quality. It's not inexpensive, but it's not as expensive as some with the same sort of specs. So I think in that respect, they've done a very good job. Good proportions on the hands. Nice to see something different. So you got obviously an arrow at the end of the second hand, but I quite like the sort of circle on the hour. Something very different, and I like the way that works. Yeah, it looks really cool. Like I said, good proportions on the hands. Sort of a matte black dial with the gold and white accents. You got Tuseno Gothborg just below the double indices at the 12, and you got the Shellback just above the 6. I like the way it's cut out down at the 6. Obviously not a circle, but that's where the date is. And I've said many times That's my preferred location for the dates. You are now wondering, so what's the loom saying? So I'll bring the loom up now. And fortunately, guys, it didn't disappoint. Like I said, this was just with me setting it all up in my studio, turning the lights off, and boom, I show it to you as it happens. That's why I show you myself turning the light off and turning it back on, so you can see how long it's been degraded for. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing some longer degradation videos where I'll potentially charge the watch with under a UV light. But let me know if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, it glows and glows. Very, very nice. Good to see on the dive watch that is not an area they've let the watch down, because the rest of the watch is quality. So yeah, really good loom on this watch, which is good to see. In terms of the movement, like I said, it's an SW200. You take it all the way out, it will hack. What we'll do, we'll scroll through. Basically bang on, it changed over, which is good to see. And then what we'll do, we go to sort of like the 7 minutes past 8 position, which is kind of where it's not messing up anything you can see. Put it back in, it will start back up again. You take it out to the first position. If you scroll away from you, is it? Yep, you'll see the date changing over. We know it's in the safe position because it's now saying 7 minutes past 8 in the morning. And it's nicely centered in the date. So yeah, all looking good there, guys. I think. And then when it comes time to screw it back up, but before you do so, you can turn the crown, which you saw me do a moment ago, to charge it, and then turn towards you and away from you, and then you can just do the crown back up. And that is everything going on there. So that's you got the ceramic bezel, you got that sapphire crystal, and then you got the dial, hands, indices, movement. Yeah, all looking very good. But what do you all think? Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea what it looks like on my wrist. 1 second, guys. Okay, so guys, this is what it looks like on my wrist. I think it's a really stunning piece. There's so much to like about it. Like I said, a little bit scuffed up because it's been loved before. But look at the way it shimmers in the light, that bracelet. Really, really nice. Nice looking watch. Good loom, good movement, good proportions. Tuseno, take a bow at this point. What do you all think? Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a higher with Pukka. So what I think is pants about the watch. Guys, not a lot. There's only one thing I'm going to mention. And that is the lack of AR coating, to be honest. I think this watch is exceptional. It's one I've been aware of for a very long time. So, and it's definitely lived up to my expectations. But the lack of AR coating for me, it's a bit disappointing. Not a deal breaker for many people won't even be bothered, but that's the only thing I'd like to see, a few more layers of AR coating. For pants, what I think is Pukka is quite a bit more, to be honest, because I really do like this watch. I really do. I love the dial. You've got the sandwich dial. I think it's been done really, really well in terms of the way that's been, like the proportions on the dial, the colours and stuff. The hands are really nice. I like the high polished nature of them. I like the proportions of them. They look really, really cool. The loom, like I said, you'd expect to have decent loom on a dive watch, especially at the price point, which I'll bring up in front of me. You're probably going to expect that, but yeah, good to see. The date location, always my preferred location because it doesn't mess up the symmetry of the watch. So yeah, really nice to see. The movement, SW200 movement, and like I said, I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'll bring up what it's called in front of me in terms of the specific movement they've used. The bracelet, for me, that's one of the stars of the show. You don't often get, obviously we've got the polished facets, but generally the way it plays with the light and the way it shimmers when you're wearing it is stunning. The general look, yeah, it looks like a really premium watch in my opinion. And a new one for me, it's got pizzazz. Pizzazz is something that not everything or very few possess, but I think Tuseno, in the shape of this shellback, have pizzazz in abundance. To be honest, I think they've really, really smashed it. So here are the things I'll say: the dial, hands, loom, date location, movement, bracelet, general look, and the fact it's got pizzazz, what I think is Pukka. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And I mean, it's been a watch I've really wanted to review for a long time. So thank you for sending it over. And guys, honestly, hand on heart, I would definitely recommend this watch. I think it's a stunning piece. So much to like about it. The proportions, the way it's put together, the movement, the materials used, the general look of it, everything. And like I said, it's got pizzazz. So yeah, definitely. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.